Before anything else happens today, before the world starts making its demands, take a breath and pause here for a moment. This isn't an ordinary morning. This is a quiet turning point. The space between the person you'd been and the version of you that's about to take shape. You didn't stumble onto this by chance. There's a kind of intelligence behind what catches your attention, behind timing itself, and right now, it's pointing you inward. Real change never starts out there in the world. It starts with a silent decision made deep inside you. So as you take this in, release the urge to strain or push. You're not here to force a result, repair something broken, or chase anything down. You're here to step into a feeling, to occupy a state where the thing you want isn't far away anymore, but already real, already yours. This morning is open. This moment holds weight, and something remarkable is already making its way toward you, even now. Each morning, before the day hands you its problems, before circumstances start telling their version of events, you slip into a particular state of being. Most people do this without even noticing. They open their eyes and immediately pick up yesterday's baggage, old feelings, half-finished thoughts, the same tired expectations, and carry all of it into a fresh day. But a day doesn't actually begin outside of you. It begins with whatever assumption you agree to on the inside. Whatever feeling you allow yourself to sit with first becomes the template for everything that comes after. Wake up assuming struggle and delay, and life will mirror that back with total accuracy. Wake up assuming things will flow easily and in your favor, and the same law will honor that just as precisely. Morning isn't just a slice of the clock, it's a doorway. And what you're carrying internally when you step through that doorway shapes what greets you on the other side. An assumption isn't wishful thinking, and it's not a hope you're crossing your fingers over. It's a quiet, internal agreement, a subtle decision that says, this is simply how life works for me. Once you've settled into that decision, your mind starts sorting, framing, and organizing everything you experience to back it up. That's the reason two people can go through the exact same day and end up in completely different places. They weren't occupying the same inner world. When you deliberately pick your morning state instead of falling into one, you stop reacting to life and start steering it. You're essentially pre-deciding how the day is going to feel, how things will unfold, and how situations will resolve themselves. None of this takes strain. If anything, the calmer the assumption, the stronger it works. Life responds to quiet certainty, not to force. Think about how different a day feels when you wake up already knowing, deep down, that it's going to work out. Resistance drops away. Conversations flow easier. Opportunities show up without you having to hunt for them. Even the hard parts lose their sting, because you're not meeting them from fear, you're meeting them from a place of steadiness. Your mind might try to argue with this. It'll bring up old unfinished business or past letdowns. But a morning assumption isn't about picking apart the past. It's about choosing the state you're going to live in right now. The past only sticks around if you keep assuming it has to. The instant you assume something new, its grip loosens. A strong morning assumption doesn't zero in on specific events. It settles into identity instead. Rather than thinking, I hope today turns out okay, you quietly accept, I'm the kind of person things go well for. That shift sounds small, but it changes the whole equation. Life keeps rearranging itself around whoever you believe you are. As the day rolls forward, this assumption starts confirming itself. You'll notice little proofs, a moment that goes smoother than expected, a solution that appears out of nowhere, a calm where tension used to sit. None of that is random. Those are echoes of the state you chose first thing in the morning. Even if the outside world hasn't caught up yet, stay loyal to what you've assumed. What's unseen always moves before what's visible. What you set in motion internally in the morning kicks off processes that play out across the whole day, often in ways you never could have mapped out in advance. Once you get this, mornings stop being rushed or automatic. They become intentional, almost sacred. You start to realize you're not simply waking up into a day, the day is waking up into you. So choose with care, choose gently, choose with confidence, because the state you settle into each morning doesn't just color the day, it becomes the day. Most people spend their lives thinking they're supposed to attract better circumstances, better relationships, better opportunities. They wait around, they visualize, they hope, and then they wonder why nothing seems to be moving. But life isn't responding to wanting. It's responding to being. What shows up on the outside isn't something you're pulling toward yourself. It's something you're already broadcasting. The outer world works like a mirror. It reflects back whatever state you consistently sit in on the inside. This is exactly why effort by itself can't create lasting change. You can grind, force a positive thought for a few seconds, or repeat words you don't actually feel, and still watch nothing budge. The mirror isn't reacting to what you claim to want. It's reacting to what you actually believe you are. Once you understand that you're reflecting rather than attracting, responsibility shifts back to where it belongs. Not as blame, but as power. You no longer need to chase results or talk the world into cooperating. You just adjust your inner footing, and the reflection follows naturally. If you keep running into resistance, delays, or disappointment, it's not because life has it out for you. It's because the inner state being mirrored is one of struggle or doubt. The world isn't judging that state, it's simply reproducing it faithfully. Seeing this dissolves the frustration, because you realize nothing is actually broken. Everything is working exactly the way it's supposed to. Reflection happens automatically. You don't need to babysit it. A mirror can't choose what image it shows, and neither can life. Once you genuinely accept, internally, that you're supported, valued, and favored, your experiences start echoing that acceptance back to you. People react differently. Situations soften. Timing improves. Not because the world had a change of heart, but because you changed your state. This also explains why trying to fix the outside feels so draining. You're working on the reflection instead of the source. You try to manage conversations or outcomes or reactions, but the underlying assumption never moved. The mirror only shifts when the person standing in front of it shifts first. You don't need to script out every detail. You need to feel your way into a new identity. Ask yourself quietly, who would I be if this were already handled? That sense of calm, of relief, of quiet confidence. That's the state you start reflecting, and the world rearranges to match it. Your mind might push back here. It might say, but what about taking action? Action still happens. It just flows out of the state you're occupying. When you're reflecting confidence, your actions carry confidence. When you're reflecting certainty, your choices come easier. Action becomes an expression of who you already are, not a stand-in for it. There's real freedom in seeing it this way. You stop blaming your circumstances. You stop waiting for permission. You stop judging your progress purely by how things look. Instead, you turn your attention inward, trusting that any lasting inner shift has to produce a matching outer echo eventually. As this sinks in deeper, you become pickier about which states you let yourself sit in. You start noticing how fast moods, assumptions, and inner self-talk shape what you experience, and instead of fighting them, you gently steer them. You choose again. You're not here to attract a better life someday down the road. You're here to reflect fulfillment right now, and let the mirror of life handle the rest. One of the sneakiest traps the mind sets is the idea that you need proof before you'll judge. Allowed to feel certain. Without even realizing it, you've been trained to wait for a sign, a result, some kind of confirmation before you let yourself relax into confidence. But that's not how life actually works. The order never changes. Decide first, evidence follows. Flip that order around, and everything slows down. Fulfillment starts feeling far away. A decision isn't some big dramatic announcement. It's a quiet internal conclusion. The moment you stop wondering whether something will happen and simply accept, on the inside, that it's already settled. From that point forward, your self-talk shifts. Your reactions shift. Your expectations shift. And without trying, you start moving through your day like someone who already knows how the story ends. Waiting around for proof keeps you stuck in uncertainty. It tells life you haven't actually accepted the state yet, and life responds accordingly, keeping it just out of reach. That's not a punishment or some cosmic delay. It's precision. Life can only confirm what you've already agreed to on the inside first. When you decide before seeing evidence, something shifts. the nervous urge to check, worry, or control starts to fade. You stop scanning your surroundings looking for reassurance. Instead, you carry a quiet knowing that doesn't need backup. That state is calm, grounded, and honestly magnetic. Your mind might resist deciding without proof in hand. It'll say things like, be realistic, or wait until you're sure. But certainty was never built from facts. It's built from assumption. Facts are just leftovers from assumptions you made in the past. To create something new, you have to step past what's currently in front of you. That's exactly why making a firm decision without evidence feels uncomfortable at first. You're stepping out of sync with how things currently look, and into sync with what you actually intend. But that discomfort doesn't last. Once the decision settles, your body relaxes, the inner tightness eases, and life starts reorganizing around this new conclusion. Proof doesn't show up right away, and it doesn't need to. What's unseen always moves first. Conversations line up. Opportunities take shape. Timing shifts. Pieces start arranging themselves in ways you couldn't have planned out logically. And then one day, almost without fanfare, the proof shows up, not as some miracle you white-knuckled your way toward, but as something that simply followed naturally. If you catch yourself constantly hunting for signs, gently bring yourself back to the decision instead. Signs are echoes, they're not the cause. The actual cause is always the inner agreement you made in the first place. Quietly reaffirm it, not with force, but with steady certainty. A real decision doesn't debate with doubt, it outlasts it. Doubt might still pass through your mind occasionally, but it stops running the show. You're not stuffing the uncertainty down. You're simply standing in something more solid than it. Living this way changes your whole relationship with time. Things that once felt like they were taking forever stop feeling heavy because you've already accepted the outcome. That trust isn't passive, it's active alignment. Once you understand that proof comes after the decision, not before it, you stop putting off your own peace. You stop living in suspense. Stop trying to negotiate with life. You settle inward, and life mirrors that settling on the outside. Decide first. Let life catch up. Because once you've made the decision, the outcome stops being a question. It just becomes a matter of when it's visible. Most people treat gratitude like a reaction, something you feel only after good news arrives. But real gratitude runs much deeper than that. It's not a response to an event. It's a way of being. Gratitude is the inner sense that nothing's missing, that whatever you want is already fulfilled, already settled inside you. And since life mirrors your inner state, that feeling of completion becomes the actual cause behind whatever shows up visibly. When you feel grateful before you see any proof, you're not faking it. You're occupying the emotional space of fulfillment. You're standing in the ending of the experience instead of stuck in the waiting room. That's why gratitude works so well. It doesn't leave room for doubt, effort, or struggle. You can't be genuinely grateful and desperately searching at the same time. The second gratitude becomes your default. The tension around wanting just dissolves. There's no more urgency, no pressure, no constant mental double-checking. You stop asking when this is going to happen, because gratitude already assumes it has. That quiet assumption speaks louder to life than any affirmation or spoken word ever could. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to sufficiency, not through force, but through recognition. You start noticing harmony instead of friction, flow instead of holdups. And as your attention changes, your experience follows right along with it. Whatever you acknowledge on the inside starts multiplying on the outside. This doesn't mean you have to feel hyped up or fake positive. Real gratitude usually feels calm and steady. It feels like relief, like finally settling into something secure, like exhaling after holding your breath way too long. That's the exact feeling life responds to most consistently. When gratitude takes hold, you stop trying to micromanage how things unfold. You trust the process. You let timing work in your favor. That kind of surrender isn't weakness, it's alignment. It's a signal that you're no longer standing against what you want. If your mind brings up doubts or reminders of what's still missing, gratitude gently steers you back. You don't argue with the thought. You just return to the feeling that it's already done. Over time, that feeling stabilizes, and the outside world starts echoing it. At first quietly, Gratitude also reshapes your sense of identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone hoping for things to change and start seeing yourself as someone already living in completion. That shift comes through in how you talk, how you carry yourself, how you respond. Others sense it. Situations respond to it. Doors open because of it. And it's worth being clear. Gratitude isn't about pretending challenges don't exist. It's about choosing the final outcome over the temporary appearance. You can see what's visible without handing it any authority over your inner state, which stays anchored in fulfillment. The deeper gratitude goes, the more effortless things become. You're no longer trying to force something into existence. You're simply allowing what you'd sounded already accepted to show up. That's why gratitude often works faster than pure effort. It clears out resistance entirely. When gratitude becomes your baseline, you stop chasing outcomes and start collecting confirmations instead. Life meets you exactly where you are, and where you are is already complete. Gratitude isn't the reward waiting at the end of the road. It's the door itself. Walk through it, and the rest of the world follows. Every inner shift starts with a single decision, but it's persistence that lets that decision take root and eventually become visible. A lot of people make the decision once, feel hopeful for a minute, and then drop the whole thing the moment the outside world doesn't instantly match it. But life doesn't respond to passing moods. It responds to the state you keep coming back to. Persistence isn't about forcing belief or shoving doubt down. It's a quiet loyalty to the assumption you've chosen, even when everything around you seems to say otherwise. You're not fighting the world. You've chosen simply refusing to let a temporary reflection redefine where you actually stand inside. That quiet steadiness is what actually gets results. The outside world is always running a little behind. It reflects assumptions from the past, not the ones you're holding right now. That lag isn't a flaw. It's the bridge between what's shifting inside and what eventually shows up outside. Once you get that, delay stops looking like failure. Instead, it becomes proof that a shift already happened and is simply working its way to the surface. Staying persistent in your assumption changes your inner dialogue. You stop reacting emotionally to every sign, or lack of one. You stay anchored. That anchoring creates a kind of coherence between your thoughts, your feelings, and your expectations, and coherence carries real weight. Doubt might still show up sometimes, but persistence just means you don't let it move in and stay. You notice it, and then gently return to whatever you've chosen to assume. Eventually that assumption stops feeling like a task you're performing, and starts feeling like simply who you are. That's the tipping point where manifestation stops being a hope and becomes basically inevitable. Life can't keep contradicting a stable inner state forever. Eventually the mirror has to adjust. People start acting differently. Circumstances shift. Opportunities show up. Most of the time these changes feel ordinary when they happen. Not dramatic, just aligned. Persistence also saves you from burning out emotionally. Instead of riding a constant roller coaster of highs and lows, you stay centered. You stop tracking your progress hour by hour or day by day. You trust the process because you actually understand the mechanics behind it. A lot of people give up right at the point their assumption is about to solidify into fact. They peak too soon. They check too often. And in doing that, they slide right back into uncertainty. Persistence simply means you stop checking and start knowing. That knowing isn't loud or attention-seeking. It's calm, settled, patient. And patience here isn't the same as waiting around. It's confidence that the outcome is inevitable. As persistence deepens, the effort drops away entirely. You're no longer repeating things to convince yourself of anything. You just return to the feeling of completion whenever your attention wanders. That's enough. Eventually, the assumption becomes your natural default. And once that happens, the outer world has no real choice but to fall in line. What was once just imagined turns into something experienced. What was once assumed turns into something seen. Persistence is the quiet engine behind every real transformation. Not intensity, not struggle, but loyalty to the truth you've already chosen inside. Stay faithful. Stay calm. Let life reveal what's already been decided within you. Now just sit still for a second. Notice that nothing needs adding. Nothing needs proving. You've already stepped into a new inner position, and that choice alone has set forces into motion that you can't yet see. From here, life responds on its own. Doors open without a fight. Answers show up without a search. What used to feel stuck now moves with ease. Carry this feeling with you through the rest of your day. Let it shape your thoughts, your tone, your expectations. Not with tension, but with quiet certainty. You don't need to keep checking the clock. You don't need to hunt for signs. The decision has already been made, and life has already heard it. Today is aligned. Today is supported. And what you've quietly accepted inside is now on its way to becoming visible outside. It's already done. Thank you for taking these few moments of stillness for yourself. Thank you for choosing awareness over worry. And thank you for starting your day from a place of quiet inner strength. If any of this landed with you, hold on to it. Come back to it whenever you need to recenter. And remember, the state you choose to live in on the inside is always shaping the world you walk through on the outside. This has been Neville's Vision. Have a beautiful day.